Hi guys, here we go with the second video for excretion. Okay, here we're going to focus on the kidney. Let's start with kidney, the structure of kidney. The kidney has three main parts: the cortex, medulla, and pelvis. Cortex, medulla, and pelvis. These are the three main parts of kidney. Okay. Leading from the pelvis is a tube called ureter. Leading from the pelvis is a tube called ureter. Okay, here, yeah. The ureter carries urine that the kidney has made to the bladder. That means the urine goes out from here to the bladder. Okay, where is the bladder? I'll show you another diagram later. Okay. Now, kidneys are made up of thousands of tiny tubulars or nephron. So, what is nephron? Actually, this part is nephron. This whole part is nephron. Okay, each nephron begins in the cortex, loops down into the medulla, back into the cortex. That means they go out, come back again into the medulla, and then goes down again through the medulla to the pelvis. Go down here again. Okay, it's like a O. In the pelvis, the nephrons join up with the ureter. So you will join with the ureter. Here it's like going up, come back in, going down, join the ureter. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Next slide. Okay, excretory system. This one I put it center first. Better. Okay, let's start with clockwise. The renal artery. Renal artery is here. The red one. Artery. Renal artery from the kidney carries dirty blood with waste. Dirty blood means it contains waste into the kidney. Ureters are tubes which carry urine to the bladder. That means from here it goes out here, and then they reach the sphincter. I think, the sphincter is a ring of muscle that keeps the bladder closed until you go to toilet. So here we have a muscle, otherwise it will be like leaking, pipe leaking. You cannot control. Yeah, imagine. Okay, and then you will have the urethra, which is a tube which carries urine out of your body. And then we have bladder. This is bladder. It's a bag that stores urine. When it's full, that's the time you can tahan. Okay. And here we have the kidney, which removes the urea and other waste. And here we have renal vein. What happened? The renal vein carries clean blood away from the kidney. So whatever clean, it goes out. Whatever it needs to be go to waste, it goes here and goes out of the body. Yeah. Okay, clear? This diagram is important. Normally they will ask you to label and the functions. Okay, next I put it back here. Yeah. Okay. What is the major filtering unit of the kidney? So what actually filtered? Okay, we said kidney filters our waste. Now what inside the kidney that actually filter? Major filtering unit, the name is nephron. Look at it here. I put the same diagram. So this whole portion is this nephron. This whole thing is nephron. Here, this whole thing is nephron, and it is here every single. So that's why they said each kidney is made up of 1 million nephrons to filter the blood. But we still have this issue called kidney failure lah. So there's a lot of things still can happen to harm these nephrons. Yeah. Okay, so again the nephron is the major filtering unit of the kidney. Let's move on. So we go deeper into nephron, how the nephron works. So in the nephron we have called Bowman's capsule and loop of Henle. So this is the Bowman capsule. Okay, and we have loop of Henle. Loop of Henle, we got actually ascending loop and descending loop, including these two. Okay, now the capsule, the Bowman capsule, will take out water, amino acid, glucose, salts, and urea. Take out means they are going to excrete it. Okay, now the loop of Henle will reabsorb the amino acids, glucose, and salt, makes urine concentrated. So this one, the capsule will take out water, amino acid means they will take out, filter, and from there the loop of Henle will reabsorb back the amino acids and glucose and salt, make the urine concentrated. So these are the final product. We can say that's the final product which is going to go out, excreted out from our body. Okay, you can even watch a video here in this video. Okay, maybe I'll try to, when we do our Q&A, maybe I try to play it and see whether we can get it or not. Okay, next, this diagram is very important. Okay, this diagram is very important. Yeah, okay, wait, okay, I hope you can see lah. I cannot small my, I cannot, yeah, I cannot make it smaller. Okay, now man. Okay, it's very important. Normally for exam paper 4, they'll give you this diagram and they will ask you to describe the function and name the part. Okay, so here I put one by one. Let's start with A. A is glomerulus. Glomerulus is actually inside the Bosman capsule. Okay, inside. So tiny ball of capillaries located at the beginning of each nephron site. So they plays a major role in filtration. They plays a role for filtration. We call it glomerulus. Okay, inside Bosman capsule. Now B, cup-shaped portion of the nephron that's surrounded by glomerulus, site of filtration again. They plays a major role for filtration. We call it Bosman's capsule. It's look like a cup shape. Okay. Now C, go down here. This is loop of Henle. Okay, we have ascending loop and descending loop. Ascending, descending. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so what they do, they are the site of reabsorption and secretion. What need to be reabsorbed, what need to be excreted out. So they decide. Loop of Henle. Loop of Henle got two, descending and ascending loop. Okay, and then you have our D here. All remaining substance in the nephron enter here. Filtrate is now called urine. That means this is the final product, the urine. Okay, here the urine formed. Okay, whatever need to be excreted out in the form of urine, it will be collected in the collecting duct here. Okay, and then you have your E. Okay, E is our blood vessels, transports unfiltered blood to the kidney, enables diffusion or active transport of substance into or out of nephron, transports filtered blood back to the heart. Diffusion and active transport. Hope you still remember. Okay, diffusion and active transport. How to differentiate these two. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so we go here one by one. Filtration, nephron. Okay, so here one, filtration. What happens here? Arteries transport blood to the kidney through nephron. In the nephron, urea, water, glucose and salts in the form of minerals are filtered out by diffusion or active transport. This is actually going back to here. I'm explaining in detail. Okay, here filtration got two part, right? So I'm explaining here. Okay, clear? Now, will blood cells and proteins be filtered in the nephron? No, because they are too big. Nephrons are smaller, tiny. Okay, proximal tubule, distal tubule, and then we have loop of Henle, and then we have glomerulus. In out of it is Bowman's capsule. Okay, this is our filtration part. Next, reabsorption. Where reabsorption take place? Reabsorption take place in our loop of Henle. Okay, let's see. Substance still need by the body are removed from the filtrate and re-enter the blood via diffusion or transport. For example, glucose, water and minerals, but not urea. Okay, whatever the body needs to reabsorb back, they will be going through this process except urea. Where? Loop of Henle. Okay, clear. So I hope you all understand. It's very clear. Okay, next, secretion. Secretion means it's going to form the urine. Kidneys remove certain substance from the blood and add them to the filtrate. For example, salt and water. That is what going to form your urine. And the next part, excretion, urine has been formed here in the collecting duct, okay, will be moved to the bladder to be excreted from the body. So this whole the last four slides actually explain what happens here. Okay, here you know the label, and the next four slides is to show you what happens in detail. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The excretion in human, again it's the same, but we're going to focus what happens in glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. Okay, that's okay. The glomerulus filters blood and produce glomerular filtrate. Okay, glomerular filtrate. Okay, what does filtrate contain? This filtrate contains water, glucose, salt and urea. Okay, they have all this. Now large molecules such as protein are too large to fit through the blood capillary walls, so that's why the previous slide we said, will the blood cells and protein be filtered? Same, because they are too big. Yeah, so I show it back to you. Okay, now so afferent, so you should know afferent means from where, afferent means from where. Okay, ask yourself, I don't know to tell, I'm going to ask you that later. Okay, so ultrafiltration happens in the Bowman's capsule, and then they go in. The useful substance removed in ultrafiltration transferred back into the blood. What need to be excreted, okay, will be going out straight, okay, to what they call collecting duct. Okay, clear? Okay, next slide. Blood water levels are sensed by the hypothalamus in the brain. Hypothalamus, we have heard this before. Okay, negative feedback. Okay, this is not in your course book, but I've tested. Okay, so remember I told you before, some portions have been removed in your syllabus, but these jokers are still asking them in your exam in the form of questions. So I don't want you to face that. So whatever is important, whatever they have tested in IGCSE, I still put it here, even though they said, they claim that it's not no more in your syllabus, so that you get prepared lah. Okay, so when water levels are too low, the hypothalamus tells the pituitary gland, which is also in the brain, to release ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. Okay, what happened? What is this whole thing is about? That means when your body dehydrated very badly, you don't go urine much, correct? You don't go urine much. You just like, you can be without urinating for the whole day. Okay, when your water level is so high, you keep drinking water while you frequently go to a washroom to urine, because the water level is high than normal. So it's a negative feedback. Again, I'm telling you, biology is, most of it is about negative feedback. What happens if this went wrong? How your body have the reset button in the system. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's start. Okay, normal water potential of blood. This is our normal level. What happen if it decrease? Okay, what happen if it will decrease? Okay, here starts from here. Decrease in water potential of blood detected by osmoreceptors in hypothalamus in our brain. More ADH will be released by posterior pituitary gland. Collecting duct walls more permeable. That means they absorb as much as waste product as they can. More water reabsorb into blood and less urine produced. Okay, so what happened? Your water level will be increased because lack of water. So they need to, the excretion systems works very fast to absorb whatever they have and send it the waste to the urinary system. Okay, what happens when your water potential of blood increases? Again, detected by the osmoreceptors in hypothalamus, less ADH will be released. So when less ADH released, what happened? Collecting duct was less permeable. So you don't have much, you have much water in your body, but you don't want to send it out. You want to store it. So what happens? Your collecting duct walls become less permeable, so that you don't reabsorb water a lot. So what happened? Less water reabsorb into blood and more urine produced, and when you go urine, you will have a decrease in water potential of blood. Again, negative feedback, remember. Okay, let's move on. Next slide. Kidney failure, it's in your book also. What causes it? Traumatic injury in your kidney, drugs, toxins, infection, high blood pressure and diabetic. Okay, diabetes is the main. Most of the diabetic patient towards the end they will have this kidney failure issue. Okay, now what is it? What we call it kidney failure is actually referring to low rate of filtration. So that means your kidney unable to filter the waste product out of your blood system. Okay, so nephrons are not working properly in both kidneys. So this is an healthy kidney. Okay, now how do you treat kidney failure? So far there's only two way: dialysis and kidney transplant. Okay, next slide. Okay, this one I'm going to put it here for a while so that you can see. Okay, so how is blood clean in dialysis machine? So nowadays we see a lot of centers, dialysis centers. Okay, all these dialysis patient take turn, go down there, sit down, spend some hours there. Okay, how what they are doing actually? Okay, blood is drawn from an artery in the patient's arm here. Okay, number two, blood is pumped through a tubing to the dialysis machine. The tubing is bathed in a special dialysis fluid, and the tubing is semi-permeable so that the exchange take place. Small molecules, let me move this back here so that you can see the other part. Okay, small molecules, for example urea and metabolic waste products, diffuse out of the tubing. That means they diffuse out, goes out. Okay, here, and then in here, this number 5, large molecules, for example platelets, not plates, platelets and blood cells remain in the tubing, so they remain here. Okay, and then it goes back to the body. That means in another way they have external kidney, no? The blood diffuse out of the body, goes to the machine in order for the filtration, and then whatever the body need go back to the body through our here, through our artery. So go back here. Okay, clear? This is actually there's a lot of side effects also lah. It's not an easy. We try to avoid as much as we can lah. Okay, so it start from here. This is the pump to make sure your blood is pumped into the condenser where inside it got dialysis fluid, and then the filtration will take place here, and then it goes in here. Whatever we need, whatever the excreting waste product will be reabsorbed going out here, and whatever we need back to our blood system is going back here. Okay, now this is quite important. Okay, exchange of substance between the dialysis fluid. Okay, what happens inside here in 5? So here you said larger molecules remain in the tubing, right? Okay, what actually happens inside here? So in detail. Okay, so I put it here like this lah. So hope you can see lah. Okay, now this is the patient's blood. Okay, here referring to here, going in here, this part. Okay, now when they go in, they have, okay, patient's blood enters dialysis machine. Okay, dialysis fluid contains the same concentration of essential substance as blood. No metabolic waste present. That means there is no waste inside this fluid. It's all something like culture fluid. Whatever we need, the blood have to absorb. They have everything here. Okay, so what happens here? Okay, when they go down here, this thing is not really disturbing me. Okay, so when it goes down here, the dialysis fluid will be coming here, will be going into here as well. So when they go in, what happen? Blood flows in the opposite direction of the flow of dialysis fluid. So blood comes here, the fluid goes here. So when these two mix, what happens? Dialysis fluid with waste product. So this dialysis fluid will take all the waste product in the patient's blood and bring them out of here. Okay, so you see it's like here, concentration gradient set up between dialysis fluid and blood. Concentration gradient, something that we heard about it before, so I don't want to mention it. See whether I'll ask this question later, see whether you can understand or not. Okay, so blood flows in the opposite direction of the blood, so removal of metabolic waste product from the blood. So when it goes in, the patient's blood comes here and the fluid comes here. This fluid will reabsorb whatever waste in this blood and bring them out. So patient's blood, when they go out, filter out, it's become clean. Okay, This is what happens in the, actually we call it condenser lah, in this part here. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is again to show the mechanism lah, but actually it's not very important. Okay, so radial artery goes in here, the pump, this is the dialysis solution. Okay, what happened? So the blood will be absorbed, all this diuretic side is the waste product, and then it will be coming in back here and then going back to the artery. Okay, next, kidney transplant. Okay, I put it back, this one here. Okay, should be no problem. Okay, advantages and disadvantages of kidney transplant we should know. Okay, sustain life freely without dialysis, feels better physically, diet is less limited. Okay, you are not chronically ill, that means your still looks like okay, you are not a patient. Disadvantage, a borrowed kidney can only last about 9 years. Okay, need immunosuppressant for life, that means you always need to take some suppressants because the kidney is not yours, so eventually you are using someone else, so it doesn't fit 100% into your body system. And you have surgery risk, maybe you have infection and bleeding, tissue rejection, and you need to find a suitable donor, so you have to wait. If you don't have sufficient time, God bless you lah. Okay, let's move on to the next one, the dialysis machine. So this one also got advantage and disadvantage. Advantage, constant medical attention. Okay, it's there, saves life, more readily available than transplant because you don't need to wait. Dialysis machines now, centers, there's a lot of centers, you don't need to wait. And then disadvantage, you have to repeat the process 8 hours per day. Okay, you have to be there. After some years, levels can be hard to maintain because you will be getting old, tired, and of course pain, and you must follow a very strict healthy diet, which most of us fail to do when we are normal. Okay, so that's all for the second part. Now I give you here, test yourself the urinary system, and I give you the nephron. Okay, this is two I'm going to test you when we do our Q&A session in Zoom later. Yeah, I give you 10 minutes. See you in Zoom.